Oh, whenever I hear that music, Todd, I feel like I'm about to get a question asked of me. Oh, wait, it's because it's your daily Scrum.
I don't know why, but I hear that music and it's making me hungry. It's like
it makes you hungry.
Yeah, I don't. Maybe I'll just start eating some cheeseburgers or something on the show.
Oh my! Oh, it is almost dinner time.
Yeah.
All right, Todd. Today's question: How does a Scrum team handle scope creep? This is directly from your comments, and we're so glad that people have left. There's been a few that have been left like this, so we went ahead and kind of combined it into its own show, its own question. But thanks for leaving the question down in the comments. Leave your own questions in the comments. Hit the like and subscribe, and who knows, maybe your question will turn into a future video where Todd and I will spend about 5 minutes chatting about it and hopefully helping some of you do a little bit better at your Scrum. All right, what do you think, Todd? Scope creep.
Yeah. So I think this is a really, really deep issue that we could take in a lot of different directions. Scope creep. What are we scope creeping on? Do we have a release plan? Scope creep are we talking within a sprint? Like, this is a really multifaceted question. And scope creep is the product backlog growing out of control. Yeah. So I don't know how maybe we can try to find a way to succinctly say, maybe we start with scope creep in a sprint. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, let's do that. Let's start with scope. Let's do scope creep in a sprint. Let's limit the focus there. And if we've missed the mark, leave us a comment. We'll do another video.
Yeah,
we do these every day, and we'll come right back to it. But when it comes to scope creep in a sprint, Todd, I'm not worried about this. I don't think this is actually the problem. I think there are some other things happening that cause scope creep in a sprint to become a problem. Does that make sense?
It does make sense. Yeah,
so there's a concept I want to share that I think solves a lot of the problems straight away. Scrum is a pull system. It is not a push system. So the only way that scope creep could ever become a problem is if developers are forced to take on work. Right? So if someone else other than the developers are allowed to force work into a sprint backlog, that means scope creep is a problem. Right? Now, if developers are allowed to add work, remove work, negotiate work, share the impacts of that work while also keeping the sprint goal intact, I don't see the issue. Do you?
No. There is another angle here in scope creep that we could talk about too, and that's gold plating.
Yeah.
And so I think that you said a word there, or two words that I think are really important. Is sprint goal still accomplishable if we do this?
Yep.
Because I mean, we're both former developers. I will refactor and I will gold plate stuff all day. Right? It's in my nature to do that. And I mean, you know how analytical I am. I get caught up on things.
Oh yeah.
So there's a couple different types of scope creep here too. But I think that the question that we always ask is, can we still accomplish a sprint goal? Is that fair?
Absolutely. And the second people are unsure or there's doubt, there is no doubt. Right. I've already used that Ronin quote once before, but I'm going to use it again. If you feel like what you're doing could even potentially put the sprint goal in jeopardy, stop. Stop. Right. We do not put the sprint goal in jeopardy. We are committed to that sprint goal. And like what Todd was saying there, we have to ask that question. All right. That's a foundational question. And if it seems like the sprint goal is going to be in jeopardy, then just don't even look at the new stuff. Don't look at the interrupt work. Now, that said, I mean, production goes down and big opportunities pop up. And in that case, we're back to, can the dev team pull things out? Can they add things in? Or is everything being forced? And if force is being used, then scope creep is a problem, but scope creep is not. Scope creep is the symptom. The cure is actually following the framework and the rules of the framework and really bringing autonomy, mastery, and purpose to our developers and to our Scrum teams, right? So as long as we're treating Scrum like a pull system and not a push system, this problem should gradually start to disappear.
Yeah, it's weird. Have you noticed the same trend? I feel like we're getting a new wave of an old trend that I used to hear about all the time, and this idea behind emerging requirements and requirements changing. I feel like it's really coming back into fruition. I'm not really sure why we're talking about this as much. I feel like we used to talk about this quite a bit, and now we're talking about it again, and that's okay. I'm trying to figure out why. Maybe there is no reason, because we have to be able to deal with requirements that change. It shouldn't be a massive change. And if it is, I would say that your process at some point has failed you. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. And if you have other questions about this, if there's something more specific we can address or into some how-tos, leave us a comment below. We'd love to hear how we could make this more actionable for you, and perhaps even give you a video to point back to people and say, look, here's what those 2 talking heads said. Not that that's important, but if it helps, let us know. All right, Todd, I think that's good for scope creep, at least for this iteration of it. I have a feeling this one's going to come back, and we're more than happy to continue that discussion based on your questions and comments below. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button, right? It's very important that you know when the next video drops. You don't want to miss an episode of this, do you? Of course you don't. We've added some videos below as well. There's another subscribe button down there. 2 subscribe buttons. Pretty cool, right? Some recommended videos, some playlists. Be sure to check that out. Some past episodes might be useful as well. And again, leave us your questions and comments below. We really want to hear what's puzzling you. We want to know if this is helpful. We're still waiting on some superheroes. So be sure to leave those comments, and we'll be sure to read those. And I think that's good for today. So go forward. Have a great day. Scrum on, and we will see you tomorrow.